Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm the Island Farmer, and in this video I thought maybe let you guys get to know me a little bit better. My name's Chris, by the way. I also was thinking about making a sort of roadmap video, kind of give you guys my plans for the future and a little bit of the backstory of how I got to this point, since I just started filming 6 months ago, but I've been doing this for years. So yeah, let's just start at the beginning. So this is my chicken coop. This is one of the first things I kind of built back here. It wasn't how everything started. When I started everything, there was maybe like 10 or 15 wild palm trees that have just came up wild in the backyard, randomly along the fence and on the house. There was an oak tree growing up right on the house, swamp oak. There was a 40-foot tall palm tree back here that I cut down and dug up the stump. I cut down all the trees and dug up all the stumps. That is kind of how I started this whole project. I'll try to find some old pictures of what it looked like, but basically it took me about 2 years to cut down all the trees and dig up all the stumps. Most of the stumps didn't really take too long. The last tree I cut down, it took me like 6 months to dig up that stump. That was that 40-foot tall palm tree. I'll insert some pictures of that because I know I have some. There was some other stuff growing up on the house that I cut down and dug up. Basically, I cleared the property. So after I cleared everything, I got into building this chicken coop. And like, I'm not rich or anything. I got a little bit of money to work with every year to do little projects like this, which might seem kind of crazy, but this is what I like to do. This is what I spend my time doing. So I planned out this chicken coop. I measured everything out to where the materials would break out evenly, which what that means is like the wire was one of the most expensive parts. It was several $100s for all the wire. So I measured everything to where I wouldn't have to cut the wire very much. It came in 3-foot lengths from here to there, and I made it 6 foot from here, and then it goes under 6 inches. So it's really only like 5'5" tall, maybe a little bit taller than that. I've added some things since I've built it, like this window, the food chute. Added a rain catcher on top, which has been kind of like a trial and error thing. It's not working. Again, it's leaking. So that might be another project this year that I get to, hopefully. So the year after I built the chicken coop, I think I finally realized why I was having so much trouble growing stuff along the house, just like little plants and stuff. Nothing was growing. And I finally realized that I was trying to grow everything in construction sand, which what that is they put a lot of sand on the ground here. They make kind of like a mound, and they build the house on top of it. But it's very poor in nutrients. It's mostly just for packing down so you can build on top of it. It's horrible for growing in. And of course, the sand comes out from the house quite a ways, because they just put a big mound here and build on top of it. So that sand was actually like a brown color, and all the sand around here is kind of like a gray white color, almost kind of like this. And I was like, hey, this isn't our natural sand. And it hit me. I was like, oh, this is the construction sand they built the house on. No wonder nothing's growing. So I was like, it's going to be a huge project. I'm going to dig up all that construction sand and put black dirt down. I also put sprinklers in, irrigation, and redid all these quartz rocks, which is the drip edge for the house. I don't have gutters on the front, and actually I prefer it this way. This is just so the water, when it drips off the roof, it hits the rocks and doesn't splash dirt everywhere. And it doesn't like create like a ditch there. So I actually prefer this over the gutters. It spreads the water out evenly, waters the plants. But yeah, that was a pretty fun project. Took all year to pretty much dig up all this sand around the house. I just worked on it little by little. Did the whole back too. But everything is growing pretty good now. You do have to let the dirt settle for quite a while, maybe like 6 months before stuff will start growing in it really well. Like you can see over here, it's starting to get a little lush. Clover's kind of taking over. Looks a little barren still in some of these spots. Some things are having trouble because of that. See the pineapples, they're hanging in there. I almost killed them all planting them here. It's just like, this is like too barren. It's not, the dirt hasn't developed yet. And I think it's just about to, because I'm starting to see some weeds pop up here and there. So I think the dirt's getting good. This is some oregano, some more clover over here. All that purple basil is starting to pop up. I just threw like the seeds everywhere. You see, these are the old sticks here with the seeds on them. And you know, everything's starting to pop up. So I think the dirt here is finally getting settled to where things can grow in it. It does take quite a while. But this was a project for an entire year, just replacing dirt around the house. I planted a few trees that year. My mango tree in the back. I think I got the bananas started also. See, this is, I think I made a video on replacing this dirt here. Pretty simple, you can go watch that if you're having trouble growing right on your house here in Florida. Because that's probably the exact same thing I was having. So after replacing all the dirt around the house, which worked really well, and planting a few trees like this mango tree, I think I got the bananas started also around then. So the year after that, after seeing how well that worked, replacing the dirt, I had some ducks living back here, and I had a little kiddie pool. So I was like, man, I want to build something again. The chicken coop was so fun to build. So I planned out this duck pond because I was sick of dumping those little blue kiddie pools out. And I was like, man, I'm just going to drain this. And I was like, oh, I have this section in between the chicken coop and the duck pond. I was like, man, that'd make a really nice garden. I don't want to like run the lawnmower in here. Plus I had my vegetable garden like right here anyways. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to dig up the dirt, all that sand, which this was just your normal Florida sand. It's very white, almost gray, kind of like that. So I dug down pretty deep, about a foot, maybe a little bit more, and put a lot of black dirt in here. And it has settled since then, so I'm thinking this summer I'm going to add another 4 to 6 inches. Now usually people will do this sort of thing during winter when they can't grow. When there's snow on the ground, they'll mulch all their beds. But here in Florida, winter is our growing season. This is when we can grow all this stuff. Broccoli, I had cauliflower, there's some cauliflower right there. Tomatoes, I have cabbage, I have celery growing over in a different area. There's lettuce down there that just isn't doing good. But this is when you can grow stuff in winter. So you don't want to mulch these beds in winter. Summer is actually the time when we can grow the least amount of stuff. Okra and loofahs are pretty much your bread and butter, which are really boring. So summer is going to be the time when you want to mulch this stuff. Let it sit, because nothing's really going to grow in it too well. I added some dirt over here. You can see the clover is just now coming back up. This was months ago. I raised the dirt over here. You can see this is what the clover was like. And this over here is like untouched. See how thick all that, how lush it is? And that's just from letting the dirt sit for a long time. So this was when I started YouTubing, when I started building that duck pond, built this vegetable garden, built the duck-proof fences, which this is actually a turkey fence. These were the duck fences. All of it came out pretty well. I put these little tiki torches in here. I wanted to get these little solar lights in here, but they're not very bright, so that might be another little project. I need to find some bigger LEDs. And that pretty much gets you up to date. This is this year's project. Big giant food forest island going in the middle back here. I was going to try to keep the grass in the pathways, but then my neighbor hit me with a surprise, was like, hey, you want all this river rock? I was like, duh. So I've been moving all this back here. My days off with that little cart and that shovel, little by little. Almost done, which calls for a huge celebration. So I'm not in a rush to do any of this. Like I said, this is what I enjoy. Like, when I have a day off, this is what I want to do. I want to come back here and dig with the shovel or stack these stones or plant a tree. So this is, you know, like, I'm not gonna pay people to do this just because I want to enjoy the finished product. I am gonna stretch this out. I need to put irrigation in right here, and we're gonna put some lines here. I had a mister coming off the chicken coop for the avocado, because avocados need a lot of water. Although this was a really long 1/4-inch hose line, and the water pressure was really low because the water starts here, goes through a pipe, goes all the way over there, goes to the vegetable garden, and then there's a 1/4-inch pipe that comes off here, hits the grape, and then came over here. By the time it got over here, the pressure was so low it was like dripping, and avocados need more water than that. So I'm going to put that on the new line, which I'm going to connect right here underground. I'm going to run it over here. We're going to tee off and... Hey, Irie. So we're going to be doing sprinklers here soon, as soon as I get all this river rock back here, because she is trying to landscape and needs it out of her backyard. I have my utility line that I'm going to carefully redo the internet lines. I might even put them in PVC pipe because I don't want to accidentally hit those with a shovel. That's not fun. No more YouTube. Okay, real quick, because I mentioned this, and I've had a lot of people saying like, oh my god, I'm showing your videos to my friend to show them what you can grow in Florida. So this is something new that I'm growing in Florida. It's celery. No idea you could grow celery in Florida. It's actually thriving over here, it seems. So this is something I kind of got done recently. I've always been very shy about having my porch show up in the background of my videos. You may have caught a glimpse of it. I have been wanting to do this for so long. I finally cleaned it. This thing was jam-packed with stuff. I keep my feed in there, raise little birds there. It's just storage now. Get all my little things. I want to start a little seed start area. So once I get done with my irrigation, and this is the landscaping border and the poly tube for the irrigation. Everyone always has a, when you grow stuff, you always have an ugly pot pile. So I finally got mine all crammed back there. Doesn't look so ugly now. This is crazy. This is something I've been dealing with. This is all in the backyard. This is what I've dug up so far from putting the river rocks back there, just in that little area. There's gonna be a lot more come up. Fun stuff. Got my little bobs and bits, sprinkler bobs and bits. But yeah, I can hose this porch down. And there's still some stuff I want to do. Like, you can probably see there's some screen missing. Sugar cane's like coming in. There's a screen broke over here too. I have the screen, I just haven't got around to putting the panels up yet. The hardware's completely gone off this thing. I need new hardware. I got new tap cons because they rusted away. So fixing up my porch finally gonna be able to do things back here. I definitely need to finish up that irrigation and get me a little seed start table before fall gets here. It's when you're gonna want to get your starts going for Florida. So this is gonna be a side project, fixing up the screen and get some new hardware, put the tap cons in. Got a lot of little small side projects going on. Probably noticed these border stones are looking pretty rough. I'm going to take those out, bleach them, pressure wash them, paint them, put them back in here. Also need to repaint this fence. It looks like the PT that they use was still wet when I built this and painted it, and it seems like it kind of soaked through and stained it. Plus it's just been getting kind of beat up and dirty, so we're gonna repaint that. We're gonna get those stones looking real good if we got time this year. What else we got? So pretty much right where we're looking here is hopefully gonna be next year's project. It might be the year after that because it's gonna be a little bit more expensive. Pretty much right where my charcoal grill is, I want to build a fire pit, but not really a fire pit. It's more going to be like a charcoal grill because this one is falling apart really fast and I don't want to buy another one. I kind of want to build like a sitting area here out of stone, like make stone benches around a circular small fire pit that will pretty much just be a charcoal grill. So I'm going to leave a big area here without river rocks, and that will be for a year or two down the road. I'm going to hopefully get my front yard looking a lot better. The grass is looking pretty bad. It's almost all weeds now, so that might be next year. I don't know. Need to figure something out for that. I have a tiki statue that I still need to put in the front yard. I just still haven't got around to that. Other things have been popping up. So yeah, we got a couple projects here for the next couple years. I'm going to fix this rain catcher this year. I need to get some metal. I've been putting plastic on the top here, and here in Florida it gets so hot that it just kind of like destroys the plastic and starts cracking it, and then it leaks, and then the rain catcher doesn't work. So I'm gonna get some tin, some like sheet metal for roofing. I'm just gonna custom order it to size, probably get 2 pieces and overlap them. That way I don't ever have to worry about that again. It should fix it. Plus I need to kind of get on that before this grapevine comes back. And I also want to remove this ugly camo netting. The sun destroyed that too, but there's still a lot of the nylon string is still up there. I'm just gonna cut all that away probably. Alright everyone, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Harry's in the garden with me. Yeah, that was pretty much the few years leading up to where I am right now. How I got started, this whole thing, every year leading up to here, and then the next few years, my plans, what I hope to accomplish, and what I'm going to try to do. Harry's just hanging out in the garden with me, it's so cute.